Hello everyone, I'm Hunter, and you're watching Unexpected History. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Nearly everyone knows what a trampoline is, and how much fun it can be to use, especially for kids. Trampolining is, after all, a fairly commonplace backyard activity. The modern trampoline was developed in 1936, but its roots go back a long way, and in several different areas of life. The Inuit developed something akin to a trampoline long ago. The exact date seems lost to time, using it to celebrate the end of the spring whale hunt season. Blanket dancers, as they're called, are tossed into the air from a blanket made of several walrus or bearded seal skins, or some blankets sewn together in a square or circle. The blanket dancers regularly reach heights of 5 feet or more, and even heights of 20 feet might be possible, although I can't find any definitive information verifying the latter. The blanket toss, which does have an actual name that I don't dare to attempt to pronounce, is even an event in the World Eskimo Indian Olympics, and one of the goals of the competition is to touch the ceiling of the Carlson Center. In 1887, trampoline-like life nets were invented as a means to allow people trapped on the upper floors of burning buildings to attempt to jump to safety. Used by firefighters around the world with varying success at a number of notable fires well into the 1980s, the life nets were made obsolete by advancements in firefighting technologies. Modern trampolines first appeared in 1936, developed by George Nissen and Larry Griswold. Nissen was a gymnastics and diving competitor, while Griswold was a tumbler. Both were members of the University of Iowa gymnastics team at the time, Nissen the athlete, Griswold the coach. Initially designed as a training aid for tumblers, the new device soon became popular on its own. The name trampoline itself comes from the Spanish word trampoline, which means diving board. The United States Navy Flight School used the trampoline to train its pilots in spatial orientation during World War II in ways that hadn't been possible before. With the advent of the American and Soviet space programs, trampolines were utilized by both to help train their astronauts with experiencing variable body positions in flight, something I find both fascinating and amusing. In 1964, the first Trampoline World Championships were organized and held in London. Judy Wills Klein and Dan Millman, both Americans, were the first world champions. Klein in particular went on to rule the sport, becoming the most highly decorated trampoline champion ever, winning a combined 10 world titles in tumbling, synchronized trampoline, and trampoline between 1964 and 1968, and is the only person to win world championships in both tumbling and trampoline. She was a 1993 inductee into the Gymnastics Hall of Fame. Multiple sports incorporate trampolines into their training regimens, honing the acrobatic skills of athletes in diving, freestyle skiing, and of course, gymnastics, among others, allowing maneuvers to be perfected in a controlled training setting rather than in an actual venue, while also permitting quicker repetitions of acrobatic maneuvers, with mere seconds between them rather than several minutes or longer, as with skiing, for example. The home use of trampolines has risen fairly quickly lately, and so have trampoline injuries. One notable injury happened in 1963, when then world record-holding pole vaulter Brian Sternberg was paralyzed from the neck down after landing awkwardly on his neck while practicing a double somersault on a trampoline, something that he had done hundreds, if not thousands of times prior. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission estimated that there were nearly 100,000 hospital emergency room visits for trampoline injuries in 1999 alone. The trampoline can be an engaging activity for the entire family, leading to hours of fun and laughter, while also sneaking in some exercise without the kids knowing, provided people are mindful of the potential dangers. Even so, as long as you're careful, have fun and jump away. Personally, I didn't even know trampolining was an actual sport until I began the research for this video, despite it being an Olympic event since the year 2000. I'm not all that interested in the Olympics, but still, you'd think I would have heard something about it, at least in passing. I guess that's because it's not really considered a so-called major sport, even though it's been an organized sport since the 1930s in the United States and internationally since the 1960s, if not earlier. Let us know what you think of this brief history of the trampoline. Do you own one, or did you have one in your yard as a kid? Do you mind your kids playing on one? Sound off in the comments below. My family didn't have one as I was growing up, but then I'm one of 10 kids. Not only did we not have the means to buy one, 10 kids on a cop's salary that stretched just far enough to give us what we needed, but not always what we wanted. I, in particular, was on a first-name basis with the emergency room doctors. My trips to the emergency room were, well, let's just say they were frequent. As accident-prone as I was, there was no way I was talking my mother into getting one, no matter how much I begged. Anyway, that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like and subscribe to or follow Unexpected History, depending on where you're watching. If you'd like to support Unexpected History, you can find the links to our Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, and merch pages in the description. Thank you for watching Unexpected History. It's like regular history, just unexpected.